Hello everyone. Today I will be ranking all the NHL teams based on how good I think they will be next season. So first up, we got the Vancouver Canucks. Now, the Vancouver Canucks didn't have that great of a season last year. They were sort of in between the 7 and the 5. I think they finished around, yeah, they finished 6th last season, so they didn't do too good, but they also weren't dead last in the division. So I'm gonna put them back in the 5-6. I think that they will be able to jump either Seattle or Calgary, but definitely they're not gonna be that bad. It's just I don't see them making a playoff spot as of next year. We got the Anaheim Ducks next, and yep, they're going straight in the bottom. They have to get some things organized over there. They are in a pretty decent rebuild right now. They are probably going to re-sign Trevor Zegras. They got Troy Terry re-signed, so they are keeping some people. They did sign a lot of good players, but I think it's going to be probably a repeat. Maybe San Jose and Anaheim switch, but yeah, they're probably looking at dead last in the division again. The Calgary Flames, on the other hand, I think they're gonna make a comeback next season. You know, Huberdeau, Kadri, big players. Yeah, they lost to Foley, but if they can get themselves together, they're still a good playoff team. They have a lot of big names, but they just have to be careful with those one-year contracts on their UFAs. That they don't just let them walk for nothing. They need to get something out of them. But I do see them making a comeback next season. Just like the LA Kings, I do think they're just going to be ahead of Calgary for now, because I think Calgary's going to get some things together, but they're not going to be that crazy. But the LA Kings, I think that they can still hold it together. They do have all those good players, but they did lose a lot of their young core to Winnipeg for Pierre-Luc Dubois, but I think they're still going to make the playoffs, and they're going to be that third team. Seattle, on the other hand, they're going fifth, or they're going sixth. I think they're tanking next season, not on purpose, but I don't see them being the good team that they were this season. And I think that the Pacific Division is just going to be a lot more competitive, because I think if Calgary makes a comeback, if the Vancouver Canucks, they have a full year of a good Kuzmenko, I think, and Demko's going to be healthy, hopefully. I think the Canucks are just going to, there's just going to be so much more competition in the Pacific Division than there was last year. And one of the teams that's going to be putting a lot of that power on is the Oilers. I think they're going to clear the division this time. They're going to be first. They just got so many good players, McDavid, Draisaitl. They got that core still here. If Stuart Skinner and Jack Campbell can have a big bounce back year, and a full year of a good Bouchard, a full year of Matthias Ekholm, the Oilers, they're looking to maybe President's Trophy. They're one of my big favorites to win the Cup next year too. And the San Jose Sharks, they are as far away as the Cup as you can possibly be. They lost Carlson. They did bring back a couple. They brought back a couple guys for a couple short deals, a couple long deals, but they've just been selling everyone. And losing Carlson, you're paying him $11 million, but he was your top defenseman, and next season they're just going to be dead last. Anaheim's going to move up, San Jose is going to go down, and it's just going to be another painful rebuild year for them. The Vegas Golden Knights, they won the Cup last year. I think they're still going to be second. They're going to be still up there. I think Edmonton had such a good run at the end. If they would have just been able to get a couple more points, and if Vegas didn't beat them in the playoffs, I think the Oilers could have went even deeper, and they should have, but they didn't. So this is what the Pacific Division looks like. I honestly think this is going to be pretty good. It's going to be a very competitive year in the top 6 for those playoff spots, especially between Calgary, Seattle, and Vancouver for that last spot. It's who knows. It's going to be a tough year for them. but a very, very competitive year coming up for the Pacific Division. And next, we got the Central, and they have some pretty big teams here, but they also have a couple of bad teams that are going through some tough times, but like the Arizona Coyotes, which I'm just going to already put them dead last because I do not see them doing that good. But I skipped Chicago. Chicago, I think they're going to make a pretty big comeback next year. I think they can be a 5th or 6th team, you know? Last season, yeah, they got dead last. They were tanking for Bedard, but honestly, if St. Louis doesn't have a good year, if either Nashville, like I think Nashville's going to go up, but I think Chicago can go up on Arizona. They had 26 wins with Bedard, Taylor Hall, all these good guys, Foglino. They can, like, those are talented players that they're bringing to this team. Yeah, they lost Kane, they lost Taves, they lost DeBrincat, but you know, it's a new era for the Chicago Blackhawks, and I do think that they will be able to make a little jump. I think I'm going to put them as 6th, though, because I don't see them going that high up, but this is a difficult league to rank because they have a lot of just solid teams. Just like the St. Louis Blues, I think they're going to be 5th. I don't see them being one of the worst, but I don't see them being one of the best. I definitely wouldn't put them in the playoffs because I don't think they can make it, but you know, maybe they prove me wrong. And just like I'm gonna put actually Nashville too. I'm gonna put 3 in the same one because I don't see Chicago being too bad. I don't see Nashville being too bad. I just think these 3 teams are all very solid and they can all do a good job. But there's just other teams in their division that are gonna bring a bit more heat, like the Dallas Stars. I do think that next season, you know, they went deep in the playoffs this season. They made it to the conference final, but they did get taken out by Vegas, pretty big time. So, but I do think they will be able to jump up a bit, just like how they were last season. 2nd, they've got a good team, a lot of good players, and Minnesota Wild though, this is another. I'm gonna put them actually 5th and 6th again because it could be honestly be any of these 3 teams. Maybe not Chicago. I think that they can honestly fight for those positions because I don't see them making it into the playoffs because I think the Pacific might actually overtake these. But you know, Minnesota, they could have done good in these playoffs, and they did go to the Game 7 with Dallas, but you could see that it was kind of falling apart. I don't know. That's just how I felt, but I'm gonna put them in. Actually, no, they're going for it. I think they deserve it. The Winnipeg Jets. Honestly, I'll put them 3rd. They still have, if they're not trading Hellebuck, if they're not trading Scheifele, you know, those are still big talent. They got Kyle Connor. They have good players. They shouldn't be underestimated, but they might sell. Who knows? Next up, Colorado Avalanche. I think they're bringing the heat next season. You know, yeah, they're gonna lose Landeskog, but that's $7 million that they can do with another contract, another player, bring in some other big name for a big amount of cash. And I think they're still gonna top the division. They did it last year by 1 point, but I think they're gonna do it this year too. They're just so solid. You know, maybe Georgiev, he can get it together like he did last season and steal them a couple of games. And I can see them not getting taken out in the first round by Seattle next season. Next up, we got the biggest, like, heaviest teams in the Atlantic Division. These are the true powerhouses of the NHL. Like, this is a very difficult division to get wins in. You got the Boston Bruins, Toronto Maple Leafs, Tampa Bay Lightning. You know, you got the up-and-coming Ottawa Senators, Florida Panthers proved themselves big time. This is a division where, honestly, it's gonna be very interesting to see who comes out on top. And let's get into it. So, Boston Bruins, I see them dropping down to 3rd. Honestly, other teams might be able to take them. You lose Bergeron, you lose David Krejci, first round disappointment to the Florida Panthers after winning the President's Trophy. It hurts, and it hurts players' mental, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just gotta keep grinding, and I see them taking a bit of a hit next season. But not the Toronto Maple Leafs. They are topping everything. They're winning. No one's going to be able to beat these guys. Like Toronto Maple Leafs, they went all in this offseason. They're going all in the season. I cannot wait to see this team play because they have so much depth. Bertuzzi, Domi, those guys are playing on your third line. You got some massive depth on that team, and they are taking the division, no doubt about it. But the playoffs, that's another question. Toronto, I don't know about the playoffs with them. Tampa Bay, I think they can be fourth. Honestly, that's a pretty good spot for them. They did some good stuff. They have some good players. Yeah, the core is aging a bit, but Kucherov, he's still there. Stamkos's got 1 year left. No one knows what they're gonna do with him, but I just don't see them being as dominant. Just like last season, they were third. If Florida can really put the power this season, I think Florida's going to be able to do it. And that's where I'm putting them. I'm going big. Florida proved themselves big time. Made it to the final. Yeah, they got demolished by Vegas, but they're still a good team. Yeah, they lost Duclair and Gudis, but if you bring in some new guys, honestly, this team can do really good. Bobrovsky, if he plays how he played in the playoffs, he's gonna steal them every game, every night. The Montreal Canadiens, if Cole Caulfield can stay healthy and their players can stay healthy, they can be a 5th or 6th team. They were horrible this season, going 8th in their division, but they just need their core to stay healthy. They need big things from their young players, and they've got a lot to prove. Buffalo Sabres, actually, hold on. Buffalo is also going to be a team that I'm putting at the 3rd or 4th spot because I feel like they deserve a bit of a show, because that's a team that's really with those young players that they have, they can do some real damage next season, and they showed it this season. They had some pretty big games, just like the Ottawa Senators. I'm putting them, I don't know, I'm going to put them 4th. They can make the playoffs, but I doubt it. Actually, I don't really doubt it that much, but I'm going to put them ahead of the Canadiens. It's another team, the Ottawa. They got a bunch of young players. They're all in the same boat as Buffalo, but I do think Buffalo is just a little bit ahead of them. Ottawa, they lost Cam Talbot, their goalie, but I think they brought in some new guys. I think they brought in, what's his name? The guy from New York. Vladimir Tarasenko, that's the guy I was thinking of. And I think he's going to help them out big time on the forward core. DeBrincat leaves, sadly, but they did get Tarasenko. So I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but I would like to see them in the playoffs. And last up, I think we got the Detroit Red Wings. Now, Detroit, they're going down. Yeah, they got Clem Costin from the Oilers. They got Ryan O'Reilly, but they had a bad season last year. They're going through sort of a rebuild. I think it's going to be same position, maybe 7. We got to see how things work out for them, but I just don't see them being higher up than Montreal or Ottawa. Last up, we got the Metropolitan Division. Now, in the Metro, there is going to be big proving to do from Washington and Pittsburgh if they want to make it into that playoff spot. Because last season, it was the first time the Pittsburgh Penguins didn't make the playoffs in I don't know how many years, like more than I've been alive. And Washington too, huge disappointment from them, especially with Ovechkin, who was trying to get to Gretzky's record. They've got to do way more than 35 wins, and same as Pittsburgh. But I think Pittsburgh is going to do better than Washington. So let's go put them in the tier list now. Philadelphia, 7-8. I just don't see them being that good next season. Pittsburgh, they're making the playoffs. Sorry, I didn't mean to put them first. Pittsburgh's making the playoffs. They're gonna be the 4th team in. They're just gonna make it. But if they got Carlson on the defensive side, he is gonna be their new big core 4 guy. Yeah, he's got a $10 million deal, price tag on him, but they need another big offense guy because this season the goal scoring was good, but not good enough because they got scored on 2 more times than they got goals. So if they can add him, and they did, I think they're going to be a really fun team to watch. They got a lot to prove this season. The New York Islanders, I think they're going to take a bit of a hit next season. They're going to go 5th or 6th. They still got Sorokin. It's going to be a full year of Bo Horvat. Actually, I'm going to put them on 4th. Or not 4th for now. I'm just going to leave it there. But maybe they won't make the playoffs because Pittsburgh's going to take that spot. But I think it's going to be a tough fight between Pittsburgh and New York. Talking about New York, now we got the Rangers. They're going to be up there, 1st or 2nd in the division. They lost Kane. Well, we don't know. Kane might come back, but Patrick Kane, if he's not there, and what's his name? How do I keep forgetting? Tarasenko. And Tarasenko, they're not there, so maybe I'm going to put them as 2, but Carolina, I do think they're going to take it, though, because they got Svechnikov again, and all those other guys. They're going to be another powerhouse next season, and they did it last year. They topped the division. I think they're going to do it this year, too. But New York Rangers goes there. New Jersey Devils. That's who I was thinking of. They are going to take that 2nd spot, just like they did last season. Actually, no. They're going to take the 1st spot. They have such a good team now. The young guys are producing. They showed it in the playoffs that even against a humongously stacked New York Rangers team, they were still able to fight it through. Yeah, they lost to Carolina big time, but I think next season they have that winning mentality all over again. They're gonna destroy everyone. The Capitals, I don't think they're gonna do that much. They're going 6th or 7th. I don't see them doing that good. Just like our very last team of this video, the Columbus Blue Jackets. They're gonna be dead last again. Johnny Gaudreau, I feel bad that he went there because it's just gonna be another tough year from Columbus. They're not gonna be doing that much. They got to get some stuff together. Got to stay healthy. They badly need goaltending, big time need goaltending. At 330, getting scored on you in 82 games, that hurts. But anyway, that finishes the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed these rankings. Let's see if I'm right or wrong, because honestly, I think I did a pretty good job putting these teams in some spots. And I got another video that I have planned, maybe tomorrow. I don't know when, but yeah, if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe, and leave me a comment of what you'd like to see next.